Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sally from Sally Stampers and I'm doing you an extra video this week. Aren't you guys so lucky? I actually wanted to show you the little gifts that I'm making for my customers that shop with me during January. I've made some already, which I've got here as you can see. I'm using the 2000, get this right, 15 to 2017 in colours, which are Tip Top Taupe, Cucumber Crush, Mint Macaron, Delightful Dijon, and the one I'm going to be doing is the Watermelon Wonder, my favourite. I just love this colour. And as you can see, they're really cute little gifts. They fold relatively flat, and I'm using the lovely, I'll get it right in a minute, sorry, mini striped ribbon, that's the one. Again, which, as I say, coordinate with the paper, and I just think they're beautiful and they just look so good. They'd make perfect wedding favours or table gifts for guests, and they're relatively quick and simple to make. So as I say, I'm going to show you how to make them. So it's very simple that you start off with 4 circles. Now for these I've used the largest, wait for the lorry to go past, I'm using the largest of the plain circles in the layering circle framelets. So it's the largest circle that I'm using. You don't need to use your scoring board, you can use your trimmer, but I just find it a touch easier with this, simply because the circles are 3 inches in diameter, and I just want to mark half, so it's so much easier to just push it into the corner and just score it at 1.5. And I do that with all 4. I then grab my bone folder and just fold them in half and burnish all those score lines. Okay, so I'm going to lay the top one down, the side one over the top, the bottom one over the top, and then this one will go over the top of this one but tuck underneath that one, and that's obviously how you get the meeting point, if you like. Now it is a little bit fiddly, and I did try and make these using my snail, but you need to have what us crafters call a bit of wiggle room. So I've gone with using the multi-purpose glue, the Tombow, which, as I say, I find it a bit easier because you've got that little bit of wiggle room. And then once you're happy, you've got your edges lined up, and just make sure that the fold line isn't overlapping the one to the side, because obviously when you come to fold them up, they will catch. So just make sure that they're not overlapping too much. And then I simply put my fingers in to hold them in place, lift that one up, just put a thin line of the glue, done. Gently spin it round. Like I said, just readjust the ones you haven't yet glued because you've still got time with those. And then we're going to lift up, whoops, and glue that one. And like I said, this is why we're using wet glue, because you've got room for the wiggling, as I call it. Okay, spin it round again. Now we're coming to glue the last one here, so we need to make sure that this one is relatively lined up. I don't know if you can see. Let me glue these and then I'll show you, and then it will save it all going horribly wrong. So glue that one, and then last but not least, just a tiny line under there. Okay, so as you can probably see, look, there's a very small hole, you see, just in the centre, because they're not all going to line up because it just won't work that way. So if you're happy with all of that, you put your little treat inside. Now I had ordered some of the lovely flavoured tea bags, but unfortunately they've not arrived in time, so I've had to improvise and grab a couple of After 8 mints Of course I didn't eat any while I was making this up, of course. Okay, so again as we did before, so we fold the top in, and if you do find that you've not quite got your line right, you can refold just the corners carefully. So that's the top, the side, the bottom. And then this last one, we need to very gently curl under the top but over the bottom. And there we have it. Obviously it will pop open, and that is why, get it right, and that is why we've got ribbon round it. So I'm going with the watermelon mini striped ribbon. Get a good length of that one. And then obviously put the centre over the centre, and it will all hold together once you've got your ribbon round. Now when I came to folding the back, I did notice that if I just did it anyhow, I got a big knot of ribbon. So if you can see on these ones, what I've tried to do is bring the ribbon together and then try and fold it over like that, and then the same with this one, and you will find that it will actually make a relatively neat thing at the back. And then obviously we just come around the front, tie the knot, tie the bow, and obviously it doesn't really matter on this one, we don't have a front or a back. But I think with this ribbon being quite thick, it actually looks quite nice on these little gifts. Lovely. And now I'm just going to trim the tails. Let's do it that way. And there we have it. There's our Watermelon Wonder one completed. And there's the set of 5. And those obviously will be what I will be doing for my customers that shop with me during January. So if you would like to receive one of these, as well as a thank you card obviously, then by all means click on my shop link below and get your products through me. And obviously I send different gifts out to all my customers each month, just as a little thank you, to say thank you for choosing me and thank you for shopping with me. Hope you have a great weekend, guys. Thanks very much. Bye.